Welcome to Wine Chats with Bildo and Lindelin. My name is Billi Milovanovic, aka Bildo.
And my name's Lindsay Kirkwood, also known as Lindelin.
And this is an offensively funny podcast about drinking wine and chatting life. Hope you enjoy.
Graceful Billy.
I'm so excited about this topic.
I'm so excited about my beverage.
Right? Well, yes, that too.
We're going to be talking about Billy's literally favorite thing besides outer space.
Cults. We're talking about cults today. It's been 5 years. How have we not had an episode on cults? Also, we had a birthday recently.
We did.
We didn't even celebrate. What happened to us? 5 years. 5 years we've been podcasting, you guys. Seriously, this is I know this isn't a birthday episode, but can we just take a moment?
We should take many more moments than just this very quick moment.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Oh, that was a terrible cheers.
I didn't want to cheers because I didn't want to
Right, yes. Happy birthday.
We will celebrate one time. We should go out, really.
We should go out, yes.
Like maybe talk about it off camera, but yes. About going
Good
out.
idea. Let's make some plans after we do
Right?
this.
But 5 years is cool.
Huge.
And has it actually been 5 years since we talked about cults?
We have never talked about cults.
No,
That's
we
what I'm
have.
trying to say.
I thought we had maybe not a topic specifically about cults, but you've brought cults in.
I've brought cults up so many times.
Yeah,
We've just never gotten to a topic to do it on an episode.
And for me to talk about cults, the way Billy talks about cults, I needed a margarita.
Fair enough.
So we found this little beauty in the back of our fridge, sneakily hiding back there.
Waiting for our 5th birthday.
Right? What a way to celebrate.
Right?
Because you haven't had a margarita until you've had a margarita.
It says it twice in the name. Like, what more do you want?
They should hire me for their
Right?
marketing. No, Jess is amazing. So she created this amazing brand that is actually like kicking massive goals. Like,
Yes, they are. They were just on what? Dream House or something for Channel 7?
Yeah.
Girl,
Crazy.
well done. Seriously.
And they actually, like, their mixes are delicious.
Yes.
So this is just the classic, but they do all kinds, like chili, jalapeno, pineapple.
Yes, I love the
passion
jalapeno
fruit.
one. Delicious. Yes.
Yeah, all kinds. So happy birthday.
Yay!
Cheers to margarita.
Woohoo!
Don't join a cult.
You can lick the salt first. That's fine.
I always do. I
Right,
do
delicious.
not look elegant eating or drinking a margarita. And I'm sure you're not supposed to do that.
Don't
Then
care.
sip.
It is so good. I wish I didn't have to drive home after this so I could just margarita it up.
That's why I have a big one.
That is so good.
Okay.
Well done, Jess. Thank you. Congratulations.
And well done, Lindsay.
And you're all right too.
She made fun of me as I was like trying to pour it perfectly.
Well, check our socials because there will be, oh no, I didn't put that on our socials, but I took some photos of you making these. So, hey. Okay, Lindsay, when are you going to join my cult? What's up?
Never.
I have been dreaming of my own cult for a really long time. Now, that sounds really wrong because I didn't mean that kind of cult. I just mean that, like, I've always wanted to live in, like, a commune where we, like, live off the grid, kind of like have our own grid, okay? So we raise our own animals, we have our own wheat, we grow things. There's obviously going to be, like, an entertainment portion where, like, people are on the radio, us. Because that's the only contribution I can have. Like, I'm not a gardener. I'm not like an animal rearer.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, like, everybody has like a little job. It's basically like a little community town where we all live together. Now, this is where I get separated from a cult, okay? This is the difference between what I want to create and a cult. Yeah. It's voluntary, okay?
Like, so you can come and go as you
can
please.
come and go. You can bring your family, okay?
Good. No ties cutting.
You don't have to cut ties with anyone. You don't have to go dance on TikTok. You can just like live a free life off the grid, living with the people, right?
Yes. And
how do we get this started? You tell me about this, what you've been watching.
Well, yeah, the whole like Dancing for the Devil doco on Netflix was, I was watching it. I asked you if you watched it, and Billy's response, you're the worst TV watcher ever, because she will start a series and she'll watch an episode, not even the full episode. And if you just slightly lose interest, you're like, nah.
Finished, gone.
Done.
But it's funny because I will watch something like The Office or Parks and Recreation like over and over again. Like I over and over again. But like something like that. I started watching Dancing with the Devil.
And
everybody
tell the people what you told me.
Gone like viral. Like it's been on the news because like the chickie babe that the documentary was about came out saying, no, my family's crazy. It's not them, it's me, or them, me, it's whatever. Yeah. She was basically just being like, I'm not in a cult, guys. I'm not in a cult.
Everybody in a cult says that, by the way. Anyways.
But that's how I started with the whole thing, because I kept seeing her come up on TikTok and I kept seeing all the news articles come out about it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to watch this documentary to see where it's at. Okay. And I started the first episode and I feel like I got the gist very quickly. She's obviously in a cult.
Yeah.
She obviously is like brainwashed to believe she's not in a cult.
Yeah.
It's just another story of a chick who got stuck in a cult.
But the thing is that like they're her family members and other members that were in the cult that got out, their perspective and their stories as it goes on. It's not like there's so much more to watch.
I mean, it's just another cult. Do you have any idea
I don't.
how many cult documentaries I've watched?
Oh, heaps.
Right?
Yeah. I
and nobody
imagine.
even died in this one. So like, what's the point?
No.
No, not what's the point? That's horrible. I don't want anyone to die. I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, it's just a story about a bunch of kids who got sucked into a cult by a guy another religious nut.
But I just feel that it's so intriguing to me to hear these people's stories and the family's perspective of it all, of how it happened. Because to me, clearly, like the idea of being brainwashed to get into a cult is mind-boggling. Like there's a difference if you're born into a cult because you don't know any different.
You don't know any different. That's right. Yeah,
you're just raised like that. Like that creepo polygamist. I think
so many of them. Oh, they're all in Utah. There's literally,
but like the major, like the big guy.
Pretty sure I watched a documentary about that as well.
For sure. Same. Yeah. So that one you get, like you're born in it, you have no
choice. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Until hopefully one day you grow your own brain cells and you get out. But I find it really fascinating, like this chick, how it literally, and her sister was explaining like the steps of like just that one fateful little
So do you want to quickly, for the people who haven't watched it or who haven't heard of it, are you able to give us a quick snap? Because I watched half of the first episode. Are you able to give us a quick snapshot of like what the deal is?
Totally. She basically, quickly, two sisters dancing. They moved to LA to become famous.
To dance, yeah.
To dance. The one sister met this other dance dude. So obviously they started hanging out and he was really popular on social media.
He was like huge on social media, very huge. Yeah.
So she's like, oh my God, this is great. So they started hanging out. They ended up dating. They're now married. So obviously he took her into his world and his world was this cult. What is it, 7M? 7M is the
name
entertainment.
Of the entertainment company, aka cult.
And I forget the church's name. It's a weird one. It starts with an S.
It's always a weird one. Yeah.
Exactly. So the main dude that's like the owner of the 7M production company, so the talent manager, talent company, whatever. Course. He was like a preacher, minister. I don't know. I get so confused.
Again, they always are. Yeah.
Exactly. And so he, just with her spending time with this guy, and if he's dancing, becoming famous because of this one guy, it happens.
It spirals.
It literally just happens.
And this is what we were talking about. How does it just happen? Yeah. How does somebody who comes from a good family, who comes from, like, she went to LA with her sister. It's not like and they were super close. Like they had an entire TikTok account that was super successful as well. How does that just happen? Like, imagine like you and me just go, okay, let's go to Sydney and become big podcasters. Yeah. And then suddenly Lindsay finds a friend and then they're in a cult. Like, what? And then she cuts me off and then we never see each other again. You know, her family can't reach her. Like, what possesses a person? What kind of brainwashing is this that somebody can literally say to you, or you literally then just go, no, I'm not going to talk to my family anymore. Like, they're dead to me. Like, what?
And it's scary because, like, as a parent, and I'm a worry-war parent, and a lot of the documentary was the parents trying to fight for their children back and stuff. They literally just have lost a child so easily.
Can you imagine? And seeing her on TikTok and, right? Yes. Like seeing her and she's right there, but you can't reach her. Like, this is your baby.
Yeah. And it freaked me out watching it because I'm like, okay, so there's two sisters. They're basically like twins. They were super close in age, blah, blah. And the one sister was like, ooh, this is a wrong vibe. So it's great. It's so easy.
Interesting.
To fall into it. She's like, I'm out. Like this, I don't want to be a part of this like scene. But then obviously.
But then I guess if you had found a boyfriend, that's the thing. Like, love is a weird thing, isn't it? It's a weird thing when you find somebody and you just want to be in their world and you like let yourself into this world. Yeah. I'm glad Henry wasn't in a cult because I easily could have fallen into that trap. I feel like when I met him, I kind of just started hanging out with all his friends. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, you get sucked in, right? You do. But imagine his friends are cultists. And you want to stay with him and you want to be with him and you want to be part of this world.
Well, and a lot of it too for this particular situation is because she's aspiring to be this amazing dancer. And so if you see people around you, part of this community, becoming famous dancers, you're like, oh, well, yeah, great. But as a parent, let's go back to that because as I was watching it, my heart was so sad for these parents that are desperate. So like there's a scene where they go up to the gates of where these people are living. Obviously, it's all locked off and whatever. And
that's another thing. Why is it locked off? Totally. Why is it locked off?
Exactly.
My child is a dancer. Can I not go and see her?
Well, in this religion, the guy is saying, in order for your family members to go to heaven, you have to die to them. So they're dead to you.
Straight up brainwashing.
Die to yourself. Like everything.
Right. So she's actually then thinks she's doing them a favor. Yes. Like, I want you to get into heaven, so I cannot have this contact. Yeah. Like, imagine the level again of brainwashing that you have. Like that this person possesses that level of like ability to brainwash someone, to say this to them in such like with such confidence.
Yeah. So there's the one scene the dad goes up to the gate of the commune, whatever the fuck it is. And he hits the buzzer and it's actually really creepy. So he's like, oh, I'm here to say, I can't remember her name. If it's Melanie, what's her name?
Melanie's good for me.
It starts with an M. Miranda? I don't know.
Melanie sounds about
one
right.
of the sisters.
Whatever.
M.
7M? Do you think she had to change her name to Melanie?
Right? No,
they didn't want M's. Sarah. They just wanted Melanie because
such a bad joke, Billy. But so funny.
I tried.
So like the person listening, like you see the light come on, so they're listening and you can hear them breathing, but and the dad's saying like, here, I'm here to visit my daughter. I'm not leaving until she comes out. And they don't say anything the whole time. And then they just
why even breathe? Just leave it alone. Like, don't press the button.
I know. It's
weird.
Just creepy.
So weird.
So creepy. And of course, there's always a sexual element to it.
The giant orgies. This is also part of my commune. I'm just saying.
An orgy you want to partake in.
Well, what? Oh.
This is like...
Because I'm like in my commune, like, sure, if you want to do that kind of thing, like what we talked about, I think, where did we talk about this? And maybe the nightly last week. Like, if you just want to go into a dark room with lots of holes and bits and bobs, you cool, but it's voluntary. It's all voluntary.
No.
That's okay. What was this?
Yeah, like he sexually abused them.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Same with the stupid Utah polygamist. Like that story was like,
but that stuff is always next level because they always take, like you said, like kids are born into this kind of thing. And then from a very young age, they basically like condition them to be like, well, when you're 12 or 11 or whenever, like it's a totally normal thing for them, which is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
So yes, you're right. There's always like a sexual aspect to it because why wouldn't it be? Like if you're brainwashing them to do all this other stuff, why not take advantage of like the ultimate pleasure in a person's life, right? Like it's so messed up.
Yeah. And there's no hope if you're an adult, there's no hope for all these organizations. This is the other thing in the doco that like, so the parents were reaching out to be like, he's abusing her, blah, blah, because she's an adult.
Right. Of course.
They can't do anything. If it's children.
Yeah. And then she's come out then after the documentary aired or something and she's done a TikTok being like, you guys, I'm fine. Like everything's fine. Like I'm not in a cult. That's all silliness. She's clearly in a cult. Like how do we get to her? Should we try and send her a TikTok message or something? Like, maybe do we try and like...
Maybe if we show her our dancing, she will be like, oh my God, what's wrong with these two people? Especially the one in the blonde. Like
is that how we're going to get her attention? We're just going to try and bust a move?
Totally, because we're so bad. Well, I mean, I'll speak for myself. I'm so bad. She'll be mortified that like I'm attempting to dance.
We will bring her to like, we will clear her head with our dumb dancing. Maybe we should do that. Dancing, yeah, like do like an interpretive dance of like, you are in a cult. Oh.
Maybe we can brainwash her. Like,
can you brainwash them back? That's a really good fabulous question.
But I guess you have to be around them enough to be able to brainwash them. And because she doesn't let anyone, those people don't let anybody else around them, you wouldn't have a chance.
Do you think you can fly a helicopter over the compound, spray them with some sort of drug, and then like and then play a thing like on a boombox? So many good ideas. Okay, when we come back from our break, we are gonna try and help you. You might be in a cult, you may not know it. Okay. So we're going to go through, like, what are the signs that you might be in a cult?
You're welcome. Billi and her wise words of... Now, would you give these words of advice if we were in your cult? Because you wouldn't want us to leave.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to be in my cult, like, this is very much a voluntary thing. Like, I want you to be happy.
Right.
Like, my people are here because we all have the same, like, idea of how life should run. Right. And that's like, we're just like us providing for ourselves. Like, I live in this, it's like this utopia where we are really just like living like a nice life that's not affected by all this craziness on the internet. You know what I mean? So it's a safe space. Okay. So first of all, like, let's look at what is a cult. Like, actually, what's the definition of a cult?
Oh, good.
Okay. Yes. Because again, like, we need to try and separate my commune from this craziness. Okay. So defined as a system or group of people who practice excessive devotion to a figure, object or belief system, typically following a charismatic leader. That's me. That's me. I'm the charismatic leader.
You are.
Right?
Definitely. You could be that person.
Okay. Term is commonly connected with highly unorthodox religious sects that take part in sinister practices and demonstrations. Okay? Keyword sinister. We're not going to be sinister, okay? It's going to be all above board, all voluntary.
Out in the fields, frolicking.
Exactly.
Flowers.
Fruit.
Yep,
whatever the land bears, we will pick. We shall pick it.
Our wheat that we're growing.
Right? Well, we need bread, Lindsay.
I know, but it's
we need
so
beer.
Funny. Ew.
Grapes. We'll have grapes. We'll make you some wine. I'll make you wine. I don't mind.
Absolutely,
I don't know what you make margaritas out of, but Jess can come and help us with that. We need a margarita maker. It's going to be great.
We'll hire her van.
Okay, so there's actually a long list of characteristics that like shapes what a cult is, okay? So just to help people determine whether they or someone they know are part of a cult, okay? And of course, again, it starts with a charismatic leader.
Yeah.
So there has to be, right?
No, sorry, I'm going to be really rude because like we're laughing about it, but then I always feel bad because like this is actually a real thing. You're
so right.
You know what I mean? Like it's entertaining to some degree.
Because we're not in a cult, but like if you're a family member or someone you care about,
it would be devastating. Oh, absolutely.
Like you said, it's like we laugh about it so we don't cry about it. Because honestly, if my child ever ended up in a cult, I would bust down. I don't even know what I would do. Honestly, what would you do? Anyway.
Well, and there's so many limitations to what you actually can do. So yes, this could be actually important information.
Very important information that you are receiving from us. So I hope wherever you're listening, you are understanding. Melanie, we got you. Okay.
Or Miranda, I forget.
Don't know. Oh, could be Miranda. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
Miranda.
So cults always follow a charismatic leader, living or dead.
Oh.
Okay. So that's interesting.
So even if they're dead, but isn't there?
Then who's leading the charge? So there always has to be someone alive to make you anyway. Whose teachings are considered of the highest importance. Okay. So I guess you have to be in line with those teachings, right?
Yes.
It can't just be like, hey, the lizard people are coming back, which there have been cults. There was I read about a cult where the leader made them believe that aliens are coming down to take over the world, to take over or something, and they had to kill themselves to get to this leader. So there was 400 people. Anyway, there was a Kenyan cult recently where 400 people died of starvation.
In Kenya?
In Kenya, literally at the beginning of the year. Yeah.
Because of a cult or because
of a cult? No, because of a cult. It was actually they started to return the bodies to families because these people were in this cult and they ended up starving to death and they buried them. And there's a whole story. I looked it up, but unfortunately there weren't any cute articles that I could just spit off. So I had to do real research and I wasn't about that. So it was very sad. Anyway, there has to be a charismatic leader, considered a religious figure like a messiah or a prophet.
Yes.
Kind of like Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They always, it's always some sort of religious weirdness.
I know. Why is it religion?
I don't know.
Not to sidetrack, but fuck religion.
Anyways, oh my God. Say that again. Ideological purity. Members are strongly discouraged from questioning the cult's doctrine, and any doubts are met with shame or punishment. This is how they get them. Right?
Makes sense to us.
So they would be like, no, don't question that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what the cameras are doing and why you're getting naked. Just do it. Right? Like they would. Conformity and control. So cult leaders often exercise an extreme degree of control over members' lives, including what kind of relationships they have, what they wear and eat, and also, it's enforced by group members who police one another. So obviously they would have, not in my commune.
Right.
I mean, there's going to be some people who try and clean the bad people up. But there's obviously, they would have the main guy and then they'd have a 2IC and then they would have generals and stuff who enforce this sort of stuff.
I may or may not have just burped in the microphone. I'm so sorry.
I may not be taking notes of what I'm going to be doing in my cult. I mean commune.
Or just a small little community.
Here we go. Mind-altering practices, which again would probably go to that brainwashing because if their mind is weak, right? From sleep deprivation, meditation, chanting and meditation, that should be a positive thing. I don't know what these people are doing, but it's not supposed to be like that.
Yes, it should.
Right?
Absolutely.
Drugs are often used to break down individuals' defenses and make them more susceptible to cult ideology. Okay. Isolation and love bombing.
Love bombing.
Yeah. Right. So they isolate them and then they're like, I love you. You're the best. You're the only thing that matters to me. So it's common for people in cults to be encouraged to cut members, it's common for people in cults to be encouraged to cut contact with outsiders, including close family members. Okay.
That's your number one giveaway. I'm sorry. Like, if they tell you any type of bullshit about like why you shouldn't talk to your family anymore, like that's just a red
100%.
Right?
Seriously. But I guess to me, it's like I'm trying to understand how are they able to do that? How are they able to cut people off from their families when you don't know this person and suddenly they cut off and this is what they do. So they say new members are often subject to love bombing, a practice where new initiates are showered with love and praise to bring them deeper into the cult and foster a sense of belonging. So they trick these people into being like, we are your people. Family. We're your family. You don't need your family. Yeah. And if you want your family to survive, you need to cut them off.
Yeah.
It's so messed up. The us versus them mentality. So cult members are often encouraged to see the cult as superior to life, like my commune, on the outside, and to feel that those outside the cult lack understanding of inside, which of course anybody on the outside of the cult would lack understanding or inside. Of course. Like what? So it would be, it would be hard to enforce that. Oh, this one. I would not have this. It's just a bit much for me. Apocalyptic thinking.
Oh, God.
Despite the fact that I do quite often apocalyptically think. Preparation for a supposed apocalypse or cataclysmic event is a major characteristic of many cults, especially cult religions. Now, to be fair, I honestly do think that one day the sun's just going to burp and kill us all. Like, I just have this idea that it's just going to go right?
Or maybe just explode.
And it's just going to explode.
Saying.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have absolutely no doubt that a catastrophic event is coming our way in the next few hundred years, but not in the next 5-10 when I'm making my commune. You know what I'm
saying? So when you move to your little commune, obviously there'll be no more podcasts because
Lindsay, you are welcome to come and go. You can just come and visit me on Thursdays. What's the problem? We'd have our own studio. We'd have our own winemakers. Don't know how good the wine would be, but it would be there. Right?
Okay, so.
And last point.
There's another point. Yes.
We said it was a long list. Calm down.
Right.
Okay. Time and energy. Followers are expected to dedicate huge amounts of time and energy and often money to the cults, to the exclusion of their own lives, interests, jobs, and families.
Totally. This 7M, they were, and he's actually being in July coming up.
It's now. This is July.
No, it's not.
Oh, next month. Yeah.
It's June.
Got a bit excited.
Yeah. Because he took all their money. So these dancers actually made decent money dancing and all these gigs that they got, but they had to pay him X amount and then the church X amount and then this person X amount. So they would get a piddly little bit of money.
But not to go back to how much we despise religion. That's pretty much the same thing that happens in religions, right? People go in there and they ask you, and not only do you pass the plate, there's people who in different kinds of churches or whatever do have a portion of their pay that goes to the church.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's always a cult leader to follow. Jesus. There's always someone in there that's telling you maybe to cut ties with people who don't believe in Jeebus. Do you know what I'm saying? So actually religion, now that we've kind of talked it out and nutted it out, isn't religion the ultimate cult?
Look, I could say a lot of things right now, and I can't believe I'm afraid of offending people.
Yeah, why? Yeah.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. But on a different level, let's be honest. It's a totally
on a huge level, on a level that's
level
global. No, I actually could completely disagree with that. I have no fear in saying how much I despise religion.
Dude, I'm right there. I'm the least religious person in the world.
Could talk about this.
Yes.
I don't care if you're religious. That's totally your thing. I honestly, whatever you need in your life, that's cool. If you want to give money to, I give money to Roblox. So frankly, if you want to give money to Jesus, do you know what I'm saying? That is okay with me. It doesn't bother me. But I just think you need to understand that you are giving money to an ideology that's somebody else's. That, the church isn't there to do good for the people, and I think that's been proven over and over again.
Depending on which church, I think.
Well,
I think depending on which
I think because all the churches feed into a big church, right? So maybe otherwise it's just a cult on its own. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, surely there's there's a church when I went to as a kid. Yeah. Father Petit was a lovely dude.
Was that his name?
Father Petit. I loved him. He was a really nice dude. Never tried any weird stuff with him. No, he was actually, but maybe he was small. It's just that I was small as well. You know what I mean? So when petite? I was, no, petite? I get it. I
get it. Petite.
Father Grande. Jesus. No, but every church, sure, there could be a few good churches out there somewhere that are good.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, they all feed into the big church machine. Don't like it. don't want to be part of it. But I would make my own, and I would be the church leader.
I'm just going to quietly...
You can call me bejesus. Because it's Billy and Jesus.
We get that.
Anyway, if you're looking for something new to believe in, onechats@gmail.com. onechatspodcast@gmail.com. onechatspodcast.com as well, just a website. If you want to go and have a look at something fun to prey on.
Okay. Did we say that we're 5 years old now? How?
Can you believe it?
How, with what had just came out of your mouth? Look, I love it when you offend people, because normally I'm the one that does most of the offending to a bad level. Yeah. So you just took the cake there. I'm glad.
I have no dramas like that. Totally. I could seriously have an entire episode on religion where I just bag it. But again, not for the people who believe in it. Like, I get that. I get that people, we all need something to believe in, right? Like, I believe in spirits and babies choosing their parents from above. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody believes in something. I get that.
Stop it. Yes.
But I mean, religion is just like just a giant organized cult, and you're in it, maybe. So if you are like that, we just gave you ways to recognize it. And if you want to talk to someone, just call us. Call Lindsay. She's our tough love lady here. She'll tell you exactly where it's at. Okay.
In the meantime, go have a margarita to have after listening to this episode, because you will need it.
You will tell people the truth after that. Thank you for joining us for this latest episode of Wine Chats Podcast with Billi and Lindeland. You can find us on our socials on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and you can listen to us on any favorite podcasting app or watch on YouTube.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, review, comment, send us some love. We absolutely love it.
Chat soon. Come on, Lenny. Chat soon.
Chat soon.
Chat soon.
We're not putting this in.
Come on.
Okay, we'll add in chat soon at the end. Both of us?
Yeah, go on.
Chat soon.